Welcome to Often Pacing for Snooze Cannington and Coburn. It's amazing what a little snooze can do.
A very good morning. Welcome along to Often Pacing, and we have got Ryan Bell coming up to join us on the show very soon, having a look at Friday's action from Gloucester Park. Looking at two big meetings, the Westbreds heats are coming up today at Pinjarra and Gloucester Park tomorrow. 10 races at both of those venues, and the first race getting underway just after 12 o'clock today. So make sure you get involved. Tap Touch Fixed Odds available for the program and to try and help us navigate and find a few winners. Ollie Cownie joins us. Good morning to you, Ollie.
Morning, Matt. Really looking forward to those Westbred heats there. Some fantastic races there, and looks like there's going to be some really nice horses heading into the future.
Looking at Friday night's racing, the free-for-all, the August Cup, took centre stage, and what a race. This was exciting from an outsider's point of view, with plenty happening. Lurzy in front, we should say Lusaka in front, and Lusaka was absorbing the pressure of Mighty Ronaldo and Magnificent Storm with an early mid-race move. It's the talking point of harness racing on Friday night and over the weekend. The battle between Denny Roberts, Aidan DeCampo and Gary Hall Jr. Magnificent Storm was huge in defeat. Mighty Ronaldo finishing down the track, and Lusaka stuck on as well as he could. Had to surrender in the middle stages. What was your takeaway from an exciting August Cup? Firstly, about those beaten brigade.
I certainly would have made Lurzy one of my horses to follow if he'd been beaten 17 metres in that race. It was a fantastic race, and it really is everything racing is about. It was competitive. It was nothing was beaten too far. It was just great to watch. There was the battle early, obviously, to see who landed in front of who with Magnificent Storm and Mighty Ronaldo, and Mighty Ronaldo was able to hold that advantage at the start and work forward to get outside of Lusaka, and then was really keen to hold that advantage, and Aidan DeCampo was really keen to get that breeze position. So it was a really interesting battle, and in the end they went a touch too hard, but it was a great spectacle, and it was great to watch. And Menemshah was able to obviously come over the top there, and he's always been a nice horse, and he was a really good juvenile horse, and he seemingly now made that step up to the next level, and really exciting for that horse to just be able to win a race like that. And for Joseph Savalko, who's obviously been so impressive in the last few months, to score his first Group 3 victory, it was fantastic to see, and you could see how much that victory meant to him after the race.
Yeah, exactly right. It's great to see Joey in the winners list, and he was low flying a little while ago, Joey, and since losing his claim from 5 points down to 3, he's definitely found it a little bit more difficult to be able to pick up those same amount of drives, but to be able to take the opportunity on Menemshah on Friday night, I thought it was fantastic to see him be able to salute in that race. Rolling Fire looked like he had every chance. He was tracking into it well. With a lap to go, were you starting to sort of look back in the field, Ollie, and try and see who was going to be the one that was going to swoop with a lap to go? I thought Rolling Fire was the winner with the way that they'd run the race. He tracked into the race really well, but did you have any thoughts that maybe Menemshah could be able to come from last and be able to win?
Oh, one of Menemshah's owners, Karen Brown, he walked up to me shortly before the race and said, "I'll have something on Menemshah each way." And I said, I don't think that's very likely. But he was right in the end, and Menemshah was obviously able to win at a pretty big price. And yeah, I certainly was looking back in the field shortly sort of into the race. It did seem like maybe Magnificent Storm and Mighty Ronaldo had done a touch too much work, probably 1,000 out from home, and you're looking at who's 3 back on the pegs, who's 4 back on the pegs, but it's ended up being the horse that was 6 back on the pegs that's been able to win. Rolling Fire was just forced to come around the outside of the field, which was probably the difference in the end, but he probably did have his chance. And one that was really impressive in behind them, actually, which we didn't mention before, was Armour X Factor. I thought he was terrific. He was so close to that brutal tempo, and he was still able to battle on for third there. And his previous one was also really good when breezing in a similarly strong field. So he's a horse that's going particularly well at the moment, and I think, he could certainly take out a race very soon.
Yeah, exactly right. His last two performances have been first class and X Factor, so he could be one to follow. Well, what are your horses to follow going into, from Friday night's event?
My first horse to follow was out of the first race, and it was Dame Valor. Naze Vera was a really impressive winner there. She raced away and won impressively, but I thought Dame Valor ran on really well from the back. She was probably suited by what was a genuine tempo early. 36.5 lead time is probably pretty quick for that type of grade. And, the horses were running on late, but Dame Valor hit the line nicely, and she's always been quite a nice mare, and she drew outside the back row there on Friday. So with a more favourable draw, I can certainly see her finishing in the money in a race soon and potentially winning one. My next horse to follow was out of race 3, and that was Mr. Macedon. I thought he was a terrific effort there on Friday, and it was something nearer his best. He's always been a horse that can do a bit of work in his races, and he was able to get outside the leader from the wide gate there, and he just put the pressure on through the race, 29.3 second quarter and 29 third quarter, and just tried to wear the leader down, Travel Band. Travel Band was too good in the end, but Mr. Macedon was still coming on the line, and I thought it was a really good effort there. And given he can do the work in his races, he's certainly going to be hard to hold out late in a race of this nature very soon. And my third horse to follow was one that can potentially drop back into an easier race out of race 7. Our Sandy Shaw, obviously a mare taking on the boys. Then you came along, he's a really nice horse, and he's probably a horse that's likely to go around in the Golden Nugget later this year. And I think Our Sandy Shaw was really good, battling on to be beaten just 4.7 metres there. So she also copped a flat tyre. So she had a few excuses, and I definitely think she's going well enough now to potentially lead a mare's race and be pretty hard to catch there. So my 3 horses to follow were race 1, Dame Valor, race 3, Mr. Macedon, and race 7, Our Sandy Shaw. What were your horses to follow out of Friday, Matt?
Look, I'm with Follow Rock and Roll. I thought the Brian Wheeler train, Follow Rock and Roll, really caught the eye in the run. He got home strongly, and normally Brian's horses probably take a couple of runs to sort of get back to their top, but Better Move Along's first up run was brilliant, I thought, and then Follow Rock and Roll on Friday night. So he's got them back firing as soon as they've stepped out on the track, and if they improve off those runs nicely, I expect both of them to be running good races in the next few starts. And Follow Rock and Roll's one that he just seems to go around at big prices, and he's always thereabouts. So Follow Rock and Roll. No Noni went to the line breathing fire. I really like this horse. He's been one of mine to follow throughout this preparation. He should be getting home really well in any of his races that he faces, but I just like the way that if the tempo's not on in the race, he's still able to make ground. So he's sort of a hope from anywhere. So No Noni's definitely one to follow. And Ideal Tomadou, I thought 2 starts ago was a bit of a fluke at about 150 to 1, the way that he got home, and then last start he came home wider on the track, and I thought he hit the line pretty well. So his last 2 have been good. His dollars should be getting down pretty low now, and he should be able to find a suitable race to be able to get into the money. Keeps drawing wide, but Ideal Tomadou, I think, is one that you can follow going forward. He's not too far away from being able to potentially win, but definitely place at a bit of value. Follow Rock and Roll, No Noni, and Ideal Tomadou are my 3 to follow from Friday nights. Look, Pinjarra, 10 races today, Gloucester Park, 10 races tomorrow. Surely out of 20 races, Ollie, we can find some winners. Who are we following today for you at Pinjarra?
You'd think so, but I did a pretty good job last week of not finding any, so hopefully we can turn that around here today. These West Bred races, they're fantastic contests, and there's some really nice horses in them, and one of those races is race 6, and I'm not with the 2 big fancies. I'm with it a bit more, one with a bit more value to it. Our Rich Cargo, I was just so taken by that last run. Hit the line so powerfully there from a long way back in the run, and I think could settle a lot closer here. We'll certainly have to go better again to beat Copperhead Lady, who she was pretty well beaten by last start, but I certainly think on a 1x3, 1x4 type basis that Our Rich Cargo can be a really good bet in this race, and particularly if she can get onto the back of It's My Time in the early stages, it's going to give her every chance. Copperhead Lady, she's certainly going to be hardest to beat, but she does draw wider than than these two other horses. So hopefully that gives them the advantage. The next race I was keen to look at was race 8. Maddie Lou. I've been really impressed by how this horse has come back from a spell this time in. First run was really good. Looked beaten there at Narrogin and was able to kick back and beat She's a Mare, and they really put a big gap on third there. And then second up from a spell, just had absolutely no luck behind That Lovely, couldn't get into the clear. And then last start, similar sort of story, was badly held up and couldn't quite run down Star Lily, but we saw Star Lily come out and win on Friday. So that looks a pretty good form reference. I think Maddie Lou has the gate speed to lead this race. There looks to be a little bit of pressure, but I think now she's fourth up from a spell. Hopefully she can cop a little bit of pressure and keep kicking for us in race 8. And the last one I had for us today was a horse that's probably causing her trainer a few headaches in Soho Vespa Lynn. Her best is very good and her worst is not so good, but I think her last few runs have been pretty solid. Last start, she was pulled into the clear and had to sustain probably a longer run than she is suited sustaining. So driven quietly here, she can sit straight on the back of the stablemate Jimmy Rocks, who is a pretty good horse to follow. He generally sort of rolls along an even tempo in his races, and if she gets a last shot at them, I can see her being really hard to hold out. Her best asset is certainly her high speed, and getting that soft run on the leader's back, I think she can utilise that sprint lane and either be running into the money or potentially winning, hopefully, at a pretty solid price. So my 3 for the day were race 6, Our Rich Cargo, 1x3, race 8, Maddie Lou, and race 10, Soho Vespa Lind, 1x3, 1x4.
Okay, so those are your 3 for today. Look, I'm starting with race 3, number 2, Major Mickey Whitby. I thought I just like the horse. I think he'll run a really good race today. I thought he could be able to lead, and from there, he's going to be very hard to beat. Great first up effort, expecting Major Mickey Whitby to be very hard to beat, race number 3. On the race 7, I was with Damage Done for the place. I thought Damage Done would run a really good race in this event. Drawn to get a soft run, and from there, should follow the speed well and stick it out quite nicely. It does bump into a nice field, but expecting a pretty good run from him. And my third of the horses to follow was race 10 at number 2. I was pretty keen on Jimmy Rocks. I think he's short enough in the market, but I do believe he can get the job done here. His form has been pretty good without a great deal of luck, and then did things wrong last start, but that was a rare error from Jimmy Rocks. I'm expecting him to be able to work to the top, and from there, he should be very hard to beat. So race 10, number 2, Jimmy Rocks, as one of my better bets. Race 7, I'm with number 8 for a place, Damage Done, and race 3, number 2, Major Mickey Whitby to win. I'll roll straight on and we'll go to Gloucester Park. I've got 2 to follow for tomorrow's meeting at Gloucester Park, and they come up in races 6 and 8. Race 6, firstly, I'm with Major Manhattan. I thought he'd run a really good race, Major Manhattan. He's got a couple of runs under the belt. I thought there was a big chance to be able to potentially work to the top in this race, and Major Manhattan I thought would go well. So I think he'll be an each-way price. Happy to be with him. Race 6, number 4, Major Manhattan. And in race 8, number 10, Radiant Bay, I thought was a really good place chance. Her last couple have been a lot better. She's going to be following out the short price favourite, and I think if you get anywhere near flip of the coin odds for her place, I think she's a really good bet. So race 8, number 10, Radiant Bay, a place. And race 6, number 4, Major Manhattan, each way. How did you see Tuesday's meeting, Ollie?
Yeah, it's a good meeting. Obviously, we've got those Westbred heats, as we've mentioned. In race 2, I thought I'm Category 5 is probably clearly the second best filly in the state behind Wishing Bell, and she lands what looks to be a pretty winnable race here. Crunch and Sip was able to beat her home last time they faced each other in that big race, but there wasn't much between them, and I'm Category 5 did have to sit outside her there, which she will have to do on Tuesday night. But I have a really big opinion of I'm Category 5. I think she's a horse that is capable of doing work in her races and can just be rated to beat that one horse, which she did in the heat of that series. So I think potentially we could get a better price, given I'm Category 5 is likely to be facing the breeze, and it's going to be a really interesting battle there. There's going to be shades of Mighty Ronaldo and Magnificent Storm a few weeks ago at the mile. I think they'll probably be clearing out on 3rd and 4th, and hopefully, the best horse will come out on top there. And then later on the card in race 8, I totally agree with your thoughts there, Matt, with Radiant Bay. I think just going to get a really good run there on the back of Our Thunder, and has seemingly really turned a corner in recent starts. Was able to lead over the Lightning Lap last start, which isn't always the best form reference, but was able to win pretty impressively there. And the start prior was also very solid behind Vibrant over the mile at Gloucester Park. So anything like those efforts, I think, following the short price favourite, should really be hard to hold out for the placings.
Okay,
so my
those
two,
are the one.
My two for Gloucester Park were race 2, I'm category 5, and race 8, Radiant Bay to place.
Okay, Ollie, thank you very much for your time. Hopefully a few winners there, and hopefully you bounce back after last week and you get some profit. And we will see you again during the week, no doubt, on the radio circuit, and be back again for Often Pacing next Monday. All the best.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, Matt.
There we have Ollie Cownie joining us as he does a week in, week out for Often Pacing. We're going to take a short break. The other side, Ryan Bell.
You are listening to Often Pacing for Lane Tomich's Snooze in Cannington and Coburn. It's amazing what a little snooze can do.
Welcome back to Often Pacing. We're about to be joined by Ryan Bell, who has got many chances going into today and tomorrow. Belly, good morning.
Morning, how are we going?
Very well. You've got a lot of horses in today, no doubt busy this morning, so we thank you for your time. Wicked Lover, firstly, is drawn 4 in race number 2, where she comes into this race with a draw advantage over some of her rivals. How does the race unfold for you?
Yeah, I'm actually real happy with the way she's returned, Maddie. I think she'll find the front, and we'll do our best from there.
So you'd like to hold the top?
At this stage, obviously, a day like today, everyone's going to be a bit controlled by the conditions. As you know, Pinjarra can be very hard yakka down that back straight with the wind against you. So I can't. At this stage, I want to be holding the front.
Are you out on a run, Belly? You sound a little bit short of breath.
I'm walking up the hill. Thank you very much.
Same. Race 3, Control the Room. He's had a couple of runs back. He's come back in good fashion, this horse. You've got to be happy with his performances, but do you think he's going to have to run similar to that again from the draw?
Yeah, as most of my runners today, Matty, they're all going pretty good, but they've all drawn awkwardly, and all the fancies are drawn better than them. So he has returned real good. His last start, he of the night, he was one of only probably not even a handful of horses that made ground late in a slick half. So, but again, if you could tell me how I'm going to get into it, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it does look a little bit tricky, especially with the way the map's going to play out by the looks of things.
Yeah.
We'll move on to race 5 with Lazy Days and Game Time. Lazy Days, he's coming in fresh, but he was a out-of-the-box prospect with some of his performances this preparation. How does the race unfold for you in this?
I think as quick as he is off the arm, I think that one horse, Finny Noir, he's just as quick, so I'm going to be hard-pressed crossing him. So I dare say, unless Junior surprises us all and gives me the front, I'm going to have to sit outside of him and just run what he wants to run and make sure I qualify. It wouldn't surprise me if he still beat them home. He's come back good. He's appreciated the freshen up, which he needed to appreciate it after the amount of times I started him. And yeah, I'm real confident in the way he's come back and think he's going to step up.
What can you tell us about Game Time?
Yeah, he's just a horse, Matty. But in fairness to him, he has already had 2 throat operations, and look, his work's been real good. He was really disappointing in his first race start, but he did pull up with a bit tender in the feet afterwards, so we've rectified that and we couldn't be happier with the way he's racing. But again, I just can't see how he's going to get into it.
Copperhead Lady, has she come on from her last run?
Yeah, extremely well. She's very well. I couldn't be happier with her, but she's a bit like Lazy Days. I think she's going to have to, again, unless they hand up to me, she's going to have to sit parked and do the bullocking, and wouldn't surprise me if she still got the job done, but it wouldn't surprise me if she was a good, honest second or third.
Race number 7, Wicked Hustler, comes into gate 2 now, and it is crunch time into gate 3. How are these two ahead of this race? Probably the one that you didn't want to draw one's got that position.
I was hoping you were going to say that's the one scratch. Wishful thinking, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that helps Wicked Hustler. Look, these two horses of mine actually have really good ability. They just don't have the desire, especially it is crunch time. He absolutely plays with my delirium every prep, and again, he's working that good. It wouldn't surprise me if he ran into the placings and qualified, but it also wouldn't surprise me if we're going back to trials after today. He's just got a mind of his own. And Wicked Hustler, when he wants to be there, he's not obviously an A-grade 3-year-old, but he's around the B, C grades, and it's good and honest, but it's just a matter of whether he wants to be there or not.
And on to Tuesday, Gloucester Park, Ma Petite Dame, 2 off the back row, and you'll be happy there's no wishing bell in this race. So what are you expecting from Ma Petite Dame in this event?
Yeah, I think she has come on better since the Diamond. I had a hell of a time getting her to the Diamond Classic, and if it wasn't for a $220,000 series race, we wouldn't be pressing on. But her bloods have been a lot better. Her work's been very good. Her work on Saturday was very good, and I think they've only got to run top 6, don't they? So
I think
she's going to. Yeah, I think she's going to get a good run, and I think she'll run a better race, and she might not still be 100%, but her work suggests that she's going to run a better race for sure.
And the 2 in race number 9, Max Better was straight at the trip last start. He was a really good effort, and you've got Hillview Bondi returning. This is a pretty tricky little race, this one. There's a lot of form lines colliding. You've got Hillview Bondi coming in from sort of free-fall grade. How's he ahead of his return, and how's Max Better going?
Yeah, Hillview Bondi is good. He is what he is, and both Liam and I rock, paper, scissored it to who's driving, and I lost it. I said, I ain't driving him, so Kyle can drive. And he just seems to go good for Kyle, so Kyle can keep that drive until he goes. He's good. I'm real happy with the way he's working, and it's Hillview Bondi, Matty, so he just has to be driven how Hillview Bondi likes to be driven.
Yeah,
and Max Better. Max Better, I don't know where he's at. I know he sat 3 deep the journey last start, but I still think he should have won given the class of horse that he was, but I just can't seem to get him back to where he was. So I'm praying that there's an improvement. It was better last start, but I still think he should have won.
Who's the best of your horses that you're taking to the track over the next 48 hours?
Copperhead Lady and Lazy Days are working exceptionally well, but they've all got awkward draws, but they're my 2 best chances of winning.
Well, we'll see you there today, Bally. Hopefully some winners in the mix, and to be able to keep you nice and happy for the wet conditions that are prevailing. But for now, we send you back up the hill, and all the best, and hopefully some winners there. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Matty. Appreciate it. Cheers.
There we have Ryan Bell joining us on Often Pacing this morning. That rounds out the show for this morning. Good luck and good punting today. Pinjarra 10 races, and after 12 o'clock start, and then at Gloucester Park tomorrow, another 10 races. So good luck and good punting. We'll be back again next Monday, but that's Often Pacing for this Monday morning.
Thanks for listening to Off and Pacing for Snooze Cannington and Coburn. It's amazing what a little snooze can do.